Notwithstanding my feelings, Dr. King came along at a most opportune time for me and millions of other blacks as we struggle with the concept of nonviolence and whether we would sit out the most significant period in the history of our people. We were hungry, and Dr. King fed us. And it was when he began his dream speech that his power really revealed itself. Every word stirred our souls. It was magnificent. At each mention of his dream, and each time he belted out his signature words, "I have a dream," the crowd just went wild. And that's an understatement. After drinking in the soul-stirring words, I knew that I was passionately committed to tearing down the injustice of America's racist institutions. On that day in 1963, King became the source of that passion. I wasn't the only one in that overcrowded Cobo Hall and among the multitudes outside who was uplifted and inflamed by the passion of Dr. King's dream, the true dream of true freedom and equality. The following week, in its July 29, 1963 edition, Business Week magazine called the Detroit event the largest civil rights march in history. Subsequently, an official police source in an affidavit confirmed an attendance of no fewer than 250,000 and as many as 500,000 people. They came from throughout the nearby Midwest. More official confirmation has been forthcoming since then. Nearly 40 years later, in 2003, the Wall Street Journal would report on page 1 that the famed King Dream speech may have had its roots not at the March on Washington, which drew 250,000, on August 28, 1963, but perhaps 66 days before in Detroit, Michigan, where the attendance may have reached 500,000. Although I had no official role in the Washington March, I did witness it as a correspondent for the Detroit Courier newspaper from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial within a few feet of Dr. King, and I was included in the Life magazine picture coverage of the event. All of this in only 66 days. My head was spinning with excitement and wonderment. It seemed that my Detroit decision to choose activism as a way of life had become my destiny. But I was still troubled by something I saw at the Detroit March. In a book I wrote, I paid tribute to two of the most important figures in my life, Mama and Dr. King, and I revealed those unsettling feelings that went back to Detroit.